For my travel journal project, I'm using Graphics 45 travel album with notebook set. That comes with 3 notebooks. And then the Graphic 45 Tropical Travelogue paper collection. I think this is a perfect collection for traveling because a lot of people like to travel to oceans. So inside this guy, we first got some pockets, two pockets in the front and back. And this has 3 sections. And these sections can come out. It has a little band right here. And each section has 2 pockets at the front and back. So we got blank paper and then lined paper and graphic paper. Okay, so let's get started with how we decorate this thing. Okay, I'm going to briefly go over the travel journal and the things that I did with it, and at the end of the video I go through all the pages that I decorated. So I did some stamping and stenciling and things like that. So I do want to go through all of that in the video. There is a short written tutorial with some of the measurements on what I did with the tags and decorating the pages and stuff like that. And that's a free downloadable, and that link is below in the description. So let's go ahead and show you on what I did. So I did have an old stamp collection, a Tropical Travelogue stamp collection that they released when they first released these papers. So I did pull those out for some stamping. But there's plenty of stamps out there that will work with this collection, especially the Tropical Travelogue collection is just a beachy type theme, and there's plenty out there. So let's go ahead and show you what I did. So there's 3 booklets in it, and I stuck with the theme of the front cover where I fussy cut the image out of the papers. So I did a leaf version for the first booklet, there's flowers for the second one, and this cool map piece for the third one. So I'm going to go to the beginning. So throughout the album I have tags that are, you ready? Ready? Ta-da! They're dry erase. It's dry erase paper that I found at Michael's. And it's a sticker back, so it's just, you cut it to size. It's a huge roll. I think it's 18 inches by 6 feet. So, and then it has a grid on the back for cutting. I thought this was a great idea for a travel journal. So when you're traveling, you can write down things that you need to do. Like I wrote souvenirs. This is mugs, t-shirts, and a spoon. So souvenirs that you can buy or things that you want to do for the day. I think this one says collect shells. And then I attempted to draw a shell. Let's not look at that. So there's plenty of those little tags in there I thought were super cute. And then an extra tag, so you can add some pictures if you wanted. But I did some stenciling and fussy cut some images out. And then I show you how I did a circle stamp using a rectangle. So this stamp right here is like a vine floral stamp, and that's a Graphic 45 background stamp. There's some fishes, another background stamp from Graphic 45, stickers, stamping. So this whole section I did, I just continued with the theme of decorating some of the pages throughout the booklets. I will say that the first booklet has the least amount of pages, and then the 2 in the back, it gets greater as it goes. This has a little bit more, and this has the most, and this is the graphic graph paper. So we're going to go through what I did and how I did it, and show you steps and tips and tricks and all that good stuff. Alright, so let's get started. Alright, so we're going to mat the inside covers. So first I removed all the notebooks and then the string right there, the elastic cord. So we're going to mat the inside. The top portion here is 4 1/4 by 4 7/8, and the pocket piece is 4 1/4 by 3 1/4. So I like to use the same paper. So I'm going to use the same paper. And with the pocket piece, what I did was I used a circle die, or you can use a circle punch. And this die piece is 1 5/8. And I just put half and then cut out my little pocket piece. So that's how I did my pocket piece. Alright, so for this hole in the back, what we're going to do is place our mat, flip over, and then trace in the hole where the circle is. And then I used my smallest circle die, which is 1/2 inch. Placed it right around there and cut it out. And then I can just attach right over it. So now I'm going to ink all my edges and then attach to the pages. I'm also going to punch, corner punch the corners with my 1/2 inch corner rounder. Alright, next we want to work on the tag that goes inside the pocket. So we have 2 pieces here, and there are 4 inch by 7 and 4 inch by 7.5. So for the 1/2 inch, for the 7.5 inch, we're going to score out 1/2 inch and fold, taper the corners, which is cutting at an angle from the score line and adding tape to the tab. And we're going to attach it. Flush to the 7-inch piece. Make sure everything lines up. And then I'm going to take my corner rounder and punch the corners. So the mat for the front will be 3 3/4 by 6 3/4, and the inside is going to be the same. The cool thing about the inside of this guy is I'm going to use dry erase paper. This is Con-Tact paper. So I cut out some sheets, and it comes in this roll. It's I think it's 18 inches by 6 feet. It's dry erase Con-Tact paper, and I got it from Michael's. And when you write on this side and close it, it doesn't come off to the other side, which I really like. So you can put your notes on it, and then punch. I corner punched. So we're going to corner punch. And then when we attach it, we're going to start on one end. So I trim this so it's, oh, I forgot to trim it. Let me trim this real quick to 3 3/4 inch. So we're going to start one side first. Don't remove all of the paper. You want to attach it slowly so there's no bubbles. So I'm just going to take off a little bit, fold it behind, and line it up about 1/8 inch border. And then slowly remove. Now, as long as you work slow, you shouldn't have a problem with any bubbles. And just do the same thing for the top part, and then this guy just slides right in here. So let me get the front cover cut. So again, that front cover is 3 3/4 by 6 3/4, along with the pieces on the inside. And then just round those corners, 1/2 inch corner rounder. All right, that is covering my tag. I'm still going to decorate it, of course. All right, so the first step I did was I fussy cutted my papers out. So the cover of the travel journal and each separate sections, I took my paper and I fussy cut. So for the cover, I used this gorgeous piece with all of these flowers on it. As you can see how I just took out some of the pieces that I liked. And then the next one, I just used the leaves. And this one, I cut out the piece first. So it's 4 1/4 by 8 1/4 is what I cut. And then I cut out all the pieces in that section. The second one is the floral, the pink and green floral. So I did the same thing, cut out 4 1/4 by 8 1/4, and then cut out all the flowers in that section. And last but not least, I used the map for the last one. And for this one, I cut around I didn't want to cut out the names of the places, so I just cut around them. And I haven't inked the edges, but I think I'm going to ink the edges, and then I cut out the little compass piece for the top. So none of these are attached yet. I just cut out the sections first, and then I'm going to go and trim a little bit because I cut this piece is out too far. So I just cut my 4 1/4 piece first, and then I'm going to trim it to make sure it fits on the cover. So this is how I did these front covers. And then for the very front cover, I took this stamped image. It's from the Tropical Travelogue stamp set. That one right there. There's also a couple of words in the paper collection. If you don't have the stamp, you can cut out. So I just stamped it, and then I cut around the edge just by using my scissors and going back and forth all the way around, and then inked them. And I'm going to put it on this blue paper and put it right across the top. So each one I want to add a little something on the front, a word of some kind, or something from the sticker collection or the chipboard. But I wanted to get my base first, and this is how I did it. And I just fussy cutted everything. And now I'm going to ink it before I attach it, and then trim up any pieces that I need to trim up. For the inside covers of the little notebooks has this pocket here. So we want to mat the back behind the pocket and the pocket piece. So I'm going to give you the measurements on how to do that. The behind the pocket's pretty easy, and that's just, it's actually 3 7/8 by 8. But if you wanted it to be 3 3/4, you can get away with that. So 3 7/8 by 8 inches. Now this guy right here, because of the cut, there's 2 ways you can do that, because I cut these pieces 3 1/2 by 6 3/4, and that gives you a 1/8 inch border. So for this diagonal, you can either measure where you're cutting, or you can just do a little, I'm going to use my little sheet here and put this behind so you can see it. So this piece is 3 1/2 by 6 3/4, and you're going to place it down where, to give it that 1/8 inch border. And what you can do is just mark where your pocket is. Use your ruler. And on a Tim Holtz ruler, the first dash line is 1/8 of an inch. So you're just going to put, I'm going to turn this upside down so I can see it. Put that dash line at that 1/8 of an inch. Your line on the dash line, and then line it. So then so this is the line that you're going to want to trim off. So let's see how that looks real quick. Let me go ahead and cut that. But if you don't want to do it that way and you just want to do measurements, I'll let you know that. Hold on just a second. I mean, look at my paper. So this top part right here is 7/8 of an inch. And this right here, I think is 2 1/4. It's 2 1/8. Let's see how it looks though. Okay. So this up here is 7/8. And this right here is 2, what did I say? 2 1/8. 2 1/8. So you can do it either way. So 7/8 at the top, over from the edge, and then 2 1/8 up, and then draw the line and cut off. So either way you want to do it, both ways will work. And then for the back side, you just do it the opposite direction. So I'm going to go ahead and finish off cutting my papers and ink the edges, which is, of course is optional. I like to use the Vintage Photo Oxide, Distress Oxide Vintage Photo to ink my edges, or Walnut Stain for darker paper or darker ink would work as well. Finished the inside cover of the first booklet. It looks really nice, and now we need to do a tag. So for the tag, I'm going to use the same dry erase paper and make a tag for this. I think these are great inserts for a travel journal, and you can write all your notes on there, to-dos, packing lists, where you want to stop at, who you need to get little travel trinkets for, things like that. It's really cute. Your tag here is 3 3/4 by 7.5. Again, 3 3/4 by 7.5, and the mat is 3.5 by 7 1/4. Again, 3.5 by 7 1/4. And you don't have to use the paper. You can just use some of your pattern paper or colored cardstock that matches it. This was just a really cute find at Michael's. So when attaching, you just want to make sure you pull the backing off slowly. Make sure there's no bubbles. If there is, just use a little pen and poke it. And then smooth it out. Alright, there is our insert. And I think there's enough room, depending on how I decorate these pages. I might put another tag in here, a smaller one. But I want to work on the covering the inside of the other two booklets. But I don't want to cover the front and back covers yet, because I want to work on some of these pages. And I think I'm going to do some inking and stamping and things like that. And I have a good selection of stuff. First, I got a new stencil that's Tim Holtz that looks a lot like this paper. It's not identical, but I think it's going to look really cute working with it. And it's, I don't know the name of it. Oh, Hive. Hive layering stencil. And then I have, this is a Graphic 45 stamp collection. This is also Graphic 45 stamp collection, Tropical Travelogue. I really like this stamp right here. And then I got Graphic 45 background stamps. So I really like this one. I think will work for the, all of these will probably work for the journal. As long as they're light colors and you can write on top of them or put some accent pieces on top of them, which is what I plan on doing. And then I'm not sure if I'm going to use this set, but I do like the accent pieces that are in between the words. I do like those pieces. I might use some of the words. Who knows what I'm going to do. So I'm going to work on some of those pages on camera in just a second. I'm going to work on the pages. So I started with fussy cutting most of these images out. So I have these really cool images. This one's going to be my first one. This is the one that I'm going to work on for the first page. So I did cut it. It's hard to see, kind of like I did with my cover piece, where it's not straight edged. So I'm going to show you what I did on how I did that, and then I inked it. So I've got this image right here, and I'm just going to kind of move my scissors back and forth. So let me get to the edge, and then just do kind of like a, maybe like a 1/4 inch, not 1/4, about 1/8 inch border. And I just moved the camera a little closer. So I'm just wiggling my scissors back and forth. And you don't have to be perfect. I know I'm not. So again, I'm just wiggling my scissors. Not leaving any sharp edges or points, curving everything. And then I inked it with Tim Holtz Vintage Photo Oxide, and then I do another just around the edges with Walnut stain, just to give it a little bit more darker around the edges. I'm going to finish this real quick. So I'm going to again cover it with some Vintage Photo. I'm not really being precise. I'm just getting around the edges. And then I'm going to go with some Walnut stain for a little bit darker. Just getting that edge a little darker. And there's my piece, and then here's the birds. So here's going to be our first page. We're going to use Tim Holtz Hive layering stencil, the bird, Shabby Shutters Distress Oxide, and I cut these two pieces from the collection. I actually went ahead and cut a whole bunch of them. So I can use for for the background. So I can just add it. Kind of like so, just for a little background piece. All right, so the tip for the pages, because there's no, because they're flimsy, it's harder to stamp on and distress on. I'm going to suggest, a piece of chipboard. So I'm going to put a piece of chipboard underneath it, and not going for perfection at all. So we're just going to put a piece of chipboard underneath it. I'm going to use the stencil, and I'm just going to do, a little bit of the top corner, enough for the bird. So that's about right there. And I don't really want to, I guess I could tape it. I don't really want to tape it. I don't want to tear the paper. So I don't have any washi tape near me, so I just have this masking tape. So I just put it on my pants a few times, trying to get some of that sticky off, because I do not want to tear the paper. So I'm going to use, let me get one of my ink pens. Sorry, I'm off screen. I'm getting me a paper towel. Okay. Alright, so we're going to hold this, and I don't really want to get it dark. So let me get some of that ink off. And I'm just going to lightly go around. Don't necessarily need to get into that corner. That looks really good. Let's see. Yeah, I like that. I think I might do a little down here too. Yeah. That looks really good. Let me set this aside. And I need to add some tape to this. But I think I'm going to do, I'm going to trim these papers is what I'm going to do. Yeah, that looks really cute. Alright, I'm going to tape and trim these guys. Just trying to figure out the placement of these guys. And I inked them with Vintage Photo, and is that even? It looks straight. Yep. And I'm going to glue him. Alright, my glue kind of came out a little thick. Alright, very cute first page. And I'm gonna give that a second to dry. And I am not decorating every page, I'm just decorating every other page. For this next page, I'm using Graphic 45's floral background stamp. I'm going to use this top piece right here for this one. And I'm going to show you a little trick, because I don't want it to be a square, I want it to be a circle. So I'm going to put this on. This is my biggest stamp block, so it hangs off, which is fine because I don't need it all. I have a vine piece that I cut out, and then 2 pieces I cut out from the stamp sheet paper. So what I want is a circle in this bottom right hand corner. And what I did was I cut out, I have a circle dies, nesting dies, and my circle I cut out is 3 inches. A 3-inch circle, and I've already used it. And then I'm going to just attach to the stamp, tape it down, and then ink it. And I'm using Distress Oxide tea dye. Now the only thing about using this kind of stamp on not a solid surface is you're not going to get a perfect stamp image in the center, which is fine because I'm covering the center. So we're going to stamp the best we can. I'm going to press down on it the best I can, but again, because it's not a solid surface, even with the chipboard, that center part probably not going to show up. And if it does, I'm lucky. So let me go ahead and get this inked up. So what I did was get me a circle stencil so I can make sure that my die is more circular. I'm having trouble seeing if I got all the ink on the die. And I'm not looking for perfection since it's a travel journal. I'm going to stand up to stamp. So I want it on bottom corner here. About right. Oh, oops. I got to take this off first. Bottom corner. And press down. Alright, let's see how I did. Not too bad, because again, I'm going to cover it a little bit. It's going to be cute. Thinking if I want to put another one up there or not. I think that should be fine. Let me set that over to the side. That looks cute. Alright, that's page 2. So my next page is going to be fish. So I have this bubble stencil. It's Tailored Expressions and it's called Bubbly. So I'm going to use this bubble stencil, and I cut out the fish from the paper collection, and then these two are Graphic 45 stamps. So I'm going to use Peacock feather for my stamps and Tumbled glass for the water. Distress Oxide, of course. So let me move my fishies out of the way. And again, I'm doing every other page. So I have the first, third, and then fifth. So I kind of want the bubbles to go a little, and I'm just going to do half the page. I thought about doing a corner. I was like, I'm going to do the whole page, whole half page anyways, because I want to get these fishies on here. Yeah, so about like that. All right. I'm not being too particular about the darkness of any of the bubbles. Looks good. There we go. That's cute. And set that aside. Now these stamps might come out a little bit more clear just because they're smaller. or I'm going to just mess it all up. Let's hope not. Okay. So I think I'm going to put him up close to the top. Oh yeah, that looks good. Okay, so I'm going to want him about here. I'll put him. I can't tell if that's straight. That looks great. All right, last but not least, in honesty, I could have just bubbled the whole page and you can write on it, but I'm going to leave it like that. I think it looks really cute. Alright. So the next page is the second Graphic 45 floral stamp. And I'm going to do the same circle technique I did because we're doing the flamingo in 2 strips. So I'm going to get my circle. And this stamp is the same as the other one. It might not show up very good in the center. And this one also has more surface to stamp, to ink. I think I got... That looks good. And this guy I'm going to put on the bottom. I think I like it this way. About right there. I think I might have moved it, but that's all right. Just moving it closer to me so I can put more pressure on it. I'm not the best stamper. Oh, that came out pretty good. Just wiping off my stamp. I'm just figuring out my placement for these pieces. And I'm going to glue this guy. That's really cute. So the tip I'm going to give about decorating these pages, because they're so thin and you don't want them to become bulky, is I'm putting it like every other. So this one is at the top left, and the next one I put down is the bottom right, and then I just did the complete top, and then the bottom left-ish. So my next one will get kind of top right-ish. So I'm just trying to move it around so when it does close, it won't be bulky, because I still want journaling, pictures, and things like that. So I don't want to get it too bulky with decorating the pages. All right, skipping my page. Let's see what's next. All right, next page. I don't know what page number we're on. Doing a little bit different. I'm using stickers from the collection. So there's these really cute little small stickers right here. And then I made these squares, and then I cut the corners, used a 1/4 inch corner rounder. And I'm going to add the sticker to the center of this guy. I'm going to put the little stickers up at the top, put this guy down here, and then attach them to the right side. So let me add my other 2 stickers. Alright, so we want to attach this to the right side. I'm just getting a placement of where I want to put my piece. I'm not really measuring anything. I'm just putting that looks even. I'm not trying to be particularly perfect. And then I'm going to add my cute little pieces. Can't tell if it's straight or not. There we go. Another page down. Our next page is going to use 2 of the stamp ticket stickers and this stamp set. This is a Graphic 45 stamp, and then I cut out a couple of flowers out of the collection. So we're going to stamp the top left corner of the page. I'm going to use Vintage Photo. Put my chipboard. Oop, don't drop it. Put that close to the top. Okay, that turned out good, and then we're just going to put the flowers like so. I need to ink those. So we're going to, seeing where I'm going to place these guys. So I want to do these kind of at an angle. Kind of like that, I think. And I'm going to want it kind of low. And glue my flower. And I think I'm going to do the same stamp down on this corner. Another page done. So my next page, I'm going to skip doing. It's going to be a lot like this one with the Hive background, and then this is the bird I'm going to use. He's really cool. So he's going to go on my next section here. So I'm just going to put him in the bottom right hand corner. Alright, so that's my completed bird page. Then we're going to skip 2 pages and go to the last page. So the last page is going to be this beach sticker, this flower sticker, stamp. I'm going to stamp in spun sugar distress oxide. So this stamp is also a graphic 45 stamp. Oh, I put my sticker away, but I need to know my placement. So I did him on the bottom. I was hoping I'll just do it on the top here. So I'll probably do something like maybe this, and then that. That looks good. Let's get... Probably should just set that down. And just to get an idea of where I'm going to put this guy. Now I might have an issue with this when I lay it down. I'm afraid this is going to be too big. Maybe not. Maybe not. Very pretty. Okay. So for this one, let me hold this sticker. I want to do it at an angle. So I'm going to put this one right about here. And then do this guy about there. Perfect. There we go. I kind of think I want to put maybe one more stamp of the flower down here in this corner. Decisions. Yeah. Alright, there we go. So I'm going to do a variation of all of these pieces in the other 2 books. So again, I got all my cutouts that I have. I have plenty of these pieces to cut out. Plenty of fish to cut out. The stickers I'll use a variation. Because I only got 2 of these small stickers, but then I have these circle ones up here. And then these stamp stickers. So I got plenty of options with how to decorate it. So I'm not going to show you anymore, because again, I'm just going to do a variation of everything that I did in here. And then at the end of the album, at the end of the video, I'll just show you all the decorated pages. So now we need to work on getting the front and back covered. So once the inside is all done, I'm going to decorate the front cover. So I cut these out of the vine sheet. So I just cut out a rectangle of the sheet first. It's about 4 1/4 by I think 8 1/4, and then cut the pattern out. Now because it's just a little bit bigger, I'm going to start with attaching the largest piece down first, and then arranging so if they're overlap, I can always trim some off just to get it to all fit in. But I lay it down first, take a picture of it so I can follow the pattern, and then glue everything down. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I have attached all the leaves to the cover. So I do want to add a little extra to the cover. So I got this adventure chipboard, and I do want to add some twine. So I'm going to take this twine, fold it in half, and then just tie it off. And then cut that. And there I got my little piece here with my twine. And I'm going to attach him, but I do want some background pieces, so I cut out some pink flowers and some blue flowers. Now these blue flowers are from the stamp paper. The paper that looks, oh, hold on, has the stamps on it. So I just cut out 2 of these blue flowers just to give it a little contrast. And I think I'm going to just tuck my pieces up. Just pretty much tucking my pieces behind. And then I'm going to just attach everything down. And then I'll be finished with the front of this cover, and then we can work on the back. I have attached my pieces, and now we're going to work on the back cover. The back cover is 3 pieces here, and we're going to attach, the 3 pieces are 3 7/8 by 4 1/2, so that's going to be at the bottom. And then the top piece is 3 7/8 by 3 1/2. And then I'm going to butt this piece up to this one. Make sure it's even. And then I cut out this little strip, which I think is about half an inch by 3 7/8. And then I'm going to just attach him right here. So I do want to punch the corners, the bottom corner, and the top corner, and make sure my corner is inked. And I'm going to add, I always like to add extra ATG. It's my ATG. And line this up. And there's the bottom. Okay, so the only thing I'm missing here is adding maybe something right here. And then I might make a second tag. Yeah, second tag that maybe comes up to here. Alright, so a couple of things to finish up this little booklet. I want another tag, so I cut out tags and mats, and these tags are 3 3/4 by 4 1/2, and the mat is 3 1/2 by 5 1/4. So I'm going to go ahead and attach these guys, but I'm going to round the corners just like I rounded these. So I'm going to do those, and then I cut out the stamp pieces. So I'm going to attach these little stamp guys, something like that. And I got a little chipboard piece and tied, it's like a button, and tied some twine. So I'm going to do that for the front, and then the back I have just these guys. So I'm going to go ahead and attach those, and then get these corner punched and inked. Alright, so here's my tag. And there's the inside cover and the back cover. And one booklet done. The other two I'm not going to do on camera. It's just going to be the same style and type as these pages in here. But I will show you at the end of the video all of my pages and how I decorated them all. These are my front cover pieces. So for the main piece here, this is a stamp, but if you don't have the stamp, there are some cutout pieces that say Tropical Travelogue that you can cut out, just like this guy right here. You can see that how I did the edges, and then I inked. I did the same with my cutouts in the album, and I do show you how how I cut out with the edge and ink it and stuff. So with that, I also cut out some pieces from the paper collection, and then I have these three guys, which I'm going to set aside. So some of these pieces are a little bit bigger than my section. So what I'm going to do is first take something to prop this up just a little bit more, is figure out my placement. To see if I need to trim any of my leaves off. So for this guy, I might trim this leaf up here, and trim a couple of these guys. I think I'm going to trim a couple of these off. So I'm pretty just checking to see if there's any pieces that I might want to cut off so they don't hang off. And then whatever I cut off, I'm just going to go ahead and ink, and I forgot the other piece cut off. So... and then once I get a good placement, make sure everything's trimmed up, trim this leaf, I'm going to attach everything. Alright, now that I got all of my pieces attached, I have my words, and I'm just going to put that at an angle, and there I go. If this was an album, I would pop dot it up and make it stand up, but because it's a travel journal and you might want to travel with it, it's going to be flat. So the only thing that we're missing now for the front cover is the cord. So the next thing is the cord, but I have pieces I want to put on the cord, and I have a hole punch since only one of them has a hole in it. So I'm gonna, it's kind of a small hole punch, so I'm hoping it works. So I'm just gonna, this is one of the tags, a cutout from the collection. And this is, oh, it looks like a luggage tag. Okay, so I'm gonna put I'm going to line up my pieces. My hole might be too small. Oh, nope. All right, so that's going to be in the front of my album is these tags. So it's going to have to get moved around. So I'm putting them back in the hole, and I don't actually need this wrapped around to do that. That's all right. And then hold them relatively the same. So I'm just tying it in a knot and then going as close to the top as I can. There we go. Now I got that. This comes around like this. And then we have our luggage piece. Luggage pieces. And that is our front cover. Now we can work on the rest. Alright, so this is the end of the video, and I'm just going to show you all of my pages. Now you've already seen all of the pages for the front. And then what I did down here is I just stamped the beach and cut it out the similar way that I did with these pieces right here with that edge. Inked it, cut some flowers and things like that. So I'm going to skip this part and go to this part. So I have the Hive stamp. I do like the Hive. This is a Tim Holtz Hive stamp for the background for most of these cutouts. It just goes well with them. And then more sticker and the line, the fish and the bubbles. So you see it's mostly pretty similar on each section. I really like this stamp. This is the vine stamp. They call it floral. I call it vine. I pretty much skipped every other page until it got closer to the back, and then I did every 3 pages. It's just a lot of pages to decorate. Of course, there's plenty of paper to do to do a majority of the pages. I've lost my piece. That's alright. I'll just keep flipping until I find one. I really like the fish on this. And that's a bubble background. And then the beach. And there's only 2 stickers for that one. Trying to remember what I did with this one. Pineapple. And this is the sticker. So this is this sticker, this is a cutout. I messed up there. So let's not just worry about that. It's alright if you get a little messy. It is a travel journal. I kept the stamp square rectangle on this one. It's not the full stamp. It's a pretty big stamp. There's the tree, the fish, this one I turned the pieces sideways because the bird just kind of hid one of the pieces and it just didn't look right. So just turned it. I still like the design on those pieces. Oh, I stamped Tropical Travelogue on it. And then strips. And that's it. So that's the completed travel journal, Graphic 45 travel journal with 3 notebooks that are removable. And this is using the Tropical Travelogue paper collection. This would be awesome to carry around and do notes as you're traveling and take pictures and throw them in there. Really cool. Alright, that's it. We're done. Thank you for watching.